gentlemen, תזכו לשנים רבות, נעימות וטובות.
I want to share with you a very powerful story. When I heard this about a year or two, it really touched my heart. And I believe if you have a heart, you'll be touched as well. It took place in Eretz Yisrael, and the lesson is something I believe we can all come home with and maybe, do some introspection. Listen very carefully. There was a jewelry store somewhere in the Tel Aviv area, and it's very expensive. And suddenly, a 10-year-old girl walks in. So the owner of the store sees a 10-year-old, no father, no mother. Maybe she's lost. How can I help you? And the girl says, I'm looking for a nice gold necklace. The guy wasn't so busy, so he decided maybe he'll show her around. He shows her this showcase, that showcase, and suddenly the girl's eyes light up. That's the one. That's the one I want. The owner starts laughing, and he tells the girl, you should know that's an expensive piece of jewelry. Who is this for? Are your parents with you? What's going on over here? And the girl breaks into a tear, and she says, it's not for me. It's for my older sister. Both my father and mother passed away, and she's been raising me and my siblings tirelessly for the past few years. So we decided, all the brothers and sisters decided, to buy her a surprise gift for the holidays. The owner hears this, and he gets touched. And he tells the girl, okay, so how much money do you have? And she takes out her little pink purse. She opens up the zipper, and she starts emptying out all the coins. You have a bunch of 5 shekels and 1 shekel, and I go, I have just a bunch of coins spilling all over the counter. The guy starts putting on his game face, and he starts counting. Let me see how much you have. Let me make sure you have enough. And he counts 5, 20, 30, 50, 100, 250 shekel. He tells the girl, you have exactly the amount that I needed. Write your sister a nice letter, I'll wrap it up for you. For all you Israelis, how much is 250 shekel? About $60. A piece of jewelry was worth a few $1,000s. And the girl starts writing a nice letter. Dear Sarah, we want to thank you, yada, 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 mamash, something from the heart. She finished up the letter. The man already wrapped it up nicely. He sticks it onto it, and he gets one of his helpers to take her back home so no one should rob it from her. What happens is, later that night, the older sister comes running into the store. And she says, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I don't know how this happened, but it seems like my sister took a piece of jewelry from your store. I just want to return it. And the owner looks at her and says, Geveret, what are you talking about? She paid for this jewelry. She's like, oh my God, where'd she steal the money from? That's an expense. It's a real piece of jewelry, right? He says, yeah, of course, she paid for it. And then he adds, and he says, in fact, in all my years of business, no one has ever paid this much money to buy a piece of jewelry. And the older sister's a little confused. Could you explain yourself? And he says the following. He says, I want you to know, usually when someone buys a $5,000 piece of jewelry, they have a lot of money sitting in the bank. That $5,000 is a small percentage of what they own. Your sister, however, when she bought this piece of jewelry, she and your siblings paid every single shekel that they had. No one's paid everything for a piece of jewelry before. It's for you. You deserve it. I don't want it back. Ma'aseh shehaya. It's a true story. Very touching, very emotional, but let's be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. Some way, somehow, every single one of us are just like that little girl. Think about it. We come on Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. Ribono shel olam. We want life, not just life. We want a good life. Parnasat tova. My wife should behave. My husband should be good to me. My children should be A students. Right? I want to have this and we bring the whole kitchen sink. We ask for everything. And the question is, how much have we put on the table? What have we done the past year? How much Torah did you learn? Tzedakah did you give? Chesed did you do to others? If be'emet, you have nothing because you have no time, beseder, God will accept it. You're busy, you're burnt out, you're worn out. But some people learn 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day for a month is 15 hours a month. You're not even giving an hour. Excuse me, you're not even giving a day a month. 15 hours in a month of Torah for a man? Not even a full day out of 30? If you're busy, fine. You have no time, you're working hard. You have a 8 to 10 job. You're working 12, 13, 14 hours a day. But how do you have time to watch 6, 7, 8 hours of football on Sundays? You could put in time into sports, into YouTube and WhatsApp, and social media. You could be busy with it all day long. But Torah, suddenly no. Tzedakah, you give 18 here, 20 there. I can't afford. I can't. But then you're buying all these things. They're not even luxurious, not even necessary. If you really can't, beseder, you're like that little girl, Hashem will give you the biggest hug in the world. But I think all of us could do a little bit more. We could all pay a little bit more for that piece of jewelry. And trust me, life, health, is worth more than what we're giving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We could all do a little bit more than what we are. Men and women. We discuss things that men maybe do, learning Torah, but women can also do a lot more. The extra mile for more tzniut, the extra mile for more tehillim. A little bit extra, chesed, see who in your neighborhood needs some extra help. Babysitting, cooking, whatever it may be. Go out of your way to do a little more extra. It won't hurt you. I want to share with you a beautiful point from one of the greatest Baalei Halacha, the Knesset HaGdolah. The Knesset HaGdolah authored a commentary on the Tur and the Bet Yosef. It's a very big foundation of Halacha today. Everyone learns it. And if you don't learn it, then the commentaries always quote that book. He writes in one of his Sfarim as follows: how great is the month of Elul? How powerful is the month of Elul? Look what he says. Ma'alato shel chodesh Elul kol kach gedolah. That chodesh Elul is so great, she'afilu im chata shalosh ha'averot ha'chamurot, even if you did the 3 worst averot, avodah zarah, gilui arayot, shfichut damim, if you do the 3 worst sins, idol worship, immorality, murder, chas v'shalom. Look what he says in Ya'aseh Teshuvah, if you do repentance, yitchaper lo, you'll be forgiven. Ki en davar ha'omed b'fnei ha'teshuvah b'chodesh hazeh. Because nothing could stop Teshuvah in the month of Elul. Nothing can stop Teshuvah in this month that we're currently in Chodesh Elul. And I want to read one more thing that he adds, because it's a very powerful message. Look what he says. He says, we know there's 40 days from Rosh Chodesh Elul until Yom Kippur. There's 40 days. Those 40 days, he says, corresponds to the 40 days before a baby is conceived. 40 days lifnei yitzirat havlad, before the baby is conceived. Says the Gemara in Nida as follows: there's a certain angel that is in charge of conception. And the angel comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu holding onto this neshama, and he tells God, Ribono shel olam, tipa zu, ma tiyeh aleha, this future human being, what's going to happen with it? What's its destiny? Gibor or Chalash, will it be strong or will it be weak? Chacham or Tipesh, will it be smart or will it be dumb? Ashir or Ani, will it be rich or will it be poor? And then the Gemara says, when it comes to tzaddik or rasha, the angel doesn't ask. Why not? Because it's up to you, it's bechira. You have the bechira, you have to choose to be a tzaddik. But everything else is predestined, as Rashi says over there. And says the Knesset HaGdolah, that now in Chodesh Elul, 40 days before Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, the angel comes to Hashem and he talks about every single one of us. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu, next year, this human being, what's going to happen? Gibor or Chalash, will it be strong or weak? Chacham or Tipesh, smart or dumb? Ashir or Ani, will it be rich or poor? They're starting it all over again. The questions start all over. How many people have you seen in the past year that went from here to there? Or from bottom to up? It's all judged at this time of the year, Morai v'Rabotai. This is the time of the year when everything happens. So let's all be mitchazek. Let's all get together and accept upon ourselves, do more chesed, more Torah, more tshuva, inspire other people. You can inspire other people by simply sending them a message. Check out Hidabroot.com. They have lectures in Hebrew, English, Russian, Spanish. You're inspiring people by doing nothing, just a simple text message. Morai v'Rabotai, we take the extra mile, even if we don't pay what it's really worth, like that little girl, but you did what you could do. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will grant it to you. Yeh Ratzon, Bezrat Hashem, every single one of us should be zocheh to be written in the book of life, not just regular life. Chaim tovim u'musharim, Bezrat Hashem. All of us should be destined to have a year of bracha, parnasa tova, good health, Bezrat Hashem, and we should ultimately get together in Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh with the Geula Shlema b'mira b'yameinu. Amen ve'amen.